G'day, is this a 24-hour electrician? Yeah, I've got a bit of a problem. I was cooking on my stove, it's an electric stove, and the stock pot boiled over, dripped down, and got into the oven, and basically made this big bang, and then all my power turned off. Does it sound like something you'd be able to fix today?
Marcus Volke is believed to have killed Mayang Prasetyo, 27, in their upmarket Brisbane flat in October 2014 in a domestic violence incident.
Friends of killer Marcus Volke, who worked around the world as a sex worker before moving to Brisbane, said he'd changed in past year as police revealed new details of
Carney told the Courier Mail that her daughter was fine when they last spoke on Thursday. The couple visited Indonesia last year and Volke seemed quiet and submissive. Another report in Brisbane Times said she worked at Melbourne transgender cabaret show as a femme garçon.
Bought a range of items to dispose of the 27-year-old's body, including rubber gloves, bleach, a meat cleaver, stock pot and strainer. Police were called to the apartment after the unit manager, who was investigating an electrical fault in the building, noticed blood on Volke's carpet.
An Australian chef who was caught boiling his wife's feet in his kitchen killed her after she threatened to expose him as a sex worker, an inquest has heard.
The Ballarat-raised 28-year-old had advertised himself in Denmark as young, sexy Australian boy, very friendly and easygoing, discreet and professional.
The Brisbane Coroner's Court heard Volke tried to explain away a foul smell coming from his apartment by telling people it was pig's broth that boiled over.
Later that evening, Mr. Volke engaged in the services of an emergency electrician, Bradley Coyne. Mr. Coyne received a call from Mr. Volke at 6:18 p.m. Mr. Volke advised that he had no power in his unit and needed help with the oven.
The electrician was led around the house where he saw garbage bags, bottles of chemicals and rubber gloves. Mr. Coyne got the power back on and tested the stove, not knowing Miss Prasetyo's feet were sitting half-cooked in the massive pot. Still feeling something was off, he talked to the building manager on the way out, who immediately called police for a welfare check.
When police arrived to the Commercial Road unit complex on Saturday night for a welfare check, they found Prasetyo's remains inside the house. Volke took his own life while fleeing police.
A consistent theme among the material tendered at the inquest was that Mr. Volke was very intelligent and health conscious. He did not smoke or drink and had a very good knowledge of nutrition and fitness.
Police found his body shortly afterwards in an industrial rubbish bin nearby, the Brisbane Times reported. He died from self-inflicted wounds to his neck and wrists. Returning to his apartment, officers believed they had walked in on a Halloween prank.
Volke, who was found with Mayang Prasetyo's dismembered body on Saturday night, had once been obsessed with nutrition and health, but friends sensed something had changed, and some suspected
gloves, bleach, a scrubbing brush,
The couple
garbage
who met on an
bags,
international cruise
wipes,
ship
and
got
laundry
married in
soaker.
August 2013,
Mr. Volke suffered injuries to his
Mr.
left
moved to
hand.
Brisbane to
We
live.
don't know what
During
happened to
this
it.
argument
It
with
looks
Miss
like all
Prasetyo,
life had
the
been
male
dragged
person
down.
later identified by Mr. Volke was seen to be sitting on the couch, inconsistent as to drinking doctors and having witnesses about the cause of his injuries.
The Press Council has considered whether its standards of practice were breached by the publication of articles in the Courier Mail reporting on the murder and mutilation of Mayang Prasetyo. The material consisted of a front-page article with the headline Monster Chef and the She-Male, together with a large photo of the victim, Mayang Prasetyo, wearing a bikini. On pages 4 and 5 were further articles with the headline Ladyboy and the Butcher, which included additional photos of the victim from an escort website and a photo of the victim in a white swimsuit. The articles contained references in the opening paragraph and elsewhere to the victim's sex work activities and also quoted from her advertisements for sex work.
She worked hard to buy herself and her family a better life, sending money home and regularly to Indonesia to put her two younger sisters through an education they could not otherwise have had. Mayang was a trusting person who never lost her faith in people. One person who knew her said yesterday,
"Rest in peace, beautiful. The world will not be the same without you. I will miss you so much I couldn't possibly express it in words. I still remember the day I met you and the impression you made on me. Nobody that met you could ever forget you."
At 8 a.m. I have my warm morning tea drunk in the car on the way to the school drop-off. It contains more than 25 grams of plant protein, thanks to vanilla mushroom powder and stone-ground almond butter. It also has super immune, brain, endocrine, and libido-boosting effects, thanks to moon dust, cordyceps, reishi, and shilajit resin. I chase that with 3 Quinton shots for mineralization and 2 lipospheric vitamin B packets for energy. At 9:30 a.m. I drink 16 ounces of unsweetened strong green juice, which is my alkalizer, hydrator, energizer, source of protein and calcium, and overall mood balancer. It's also my lazy and delicious skin regime. I also take 2 to 3 tablespoons of bee pollen. I love Moon Juice's soft and chewy bee pollen. It's a creamy treat that gives me my daily vitamin B blast, and it also helps to feed my skin. For lunch, I had zucchini ribbons with basil, pine nuts, lemon, sun-cured olives, and green tea on the side.
It's such an easy, elegant, and light meal.
I made this while on a phone meeting before heading out for the rest of my workday.
It's awesomely satiating, and it takes 45 seconds to compile.
I usually make this while standing, working with someone, and simultaneously emailing and definitely texting.
I know the right answer would be to sit down and take 10 minutes to eat, but that doesn't happen for lunch, ever.
Stop by the water. I ask that we find a body of water to put my body into. uncontainable, uncontrollable body into that body which displaces herself to make room.
I want to float, to pretend I am weightless, my body into that body. I want to fill my insides with rocks and walk into that body, feet touching dirt, make me wet, until that body goes over my head.
Home at 3 p.m., I always have coconut yogurt mixed with walnuts, apricots, and cardamom from a weekend farm visit. I also have a chunk of raw, dark chocolate. I ferment big batches of coconut yogurt, and I make big batches of raw chocolate spiked with maca and any other medicinal herb I'm working on. It's easy to do, and it makes for a potent, rich snack food throughout the month.
To find my edges, where the cold grips my skin and chokes the breath out of me. I want to breathe here. I want to breathe in this body. I want her. I want.
Look back, and you are a speck on the shore. You are just a speck to me. I wish I had a penis. I fantasize about sexual liberation. I want to be absolved of all agency. I want all of my decisions to be made for me. I want to build a house and all the furnishings inside. I want to be enough for someone. I want to fully love someone and be completely vulnerable and open with them. I want to be a cam girl. I want to make a movie. I want to settle down. I want to be picked up by a wealthy married couple and paid to have sex with them. I fantasize about magic. I want to be with a bigger man. I want to join a cult, like a no-holds-barred kind of cult. Something about freedom from responsibility and devotion to something other than what's expected of us. I never saw myself as a person who would even want to be part of a group in general. But since a cult seems so inherently different and opposing to my personality, it's kind of become a fantasy. I want to be known, loved, and vulnerable.
I want to be known, loved, and vulnerable.
I want to try rope bondage. I want to truly express and experiment with gender.
I want to truly express and experiment with gender.
I want to have sex outside in a field on a sunny day.
I want to have sex outside on a field in a sunny day.